Recording.
Vosteed, take one.
Vosteed knives. So the tip on the knife is perfect for coring. I absolutely love that. I like to flip them over, gives you something kind of sturdy. And then with Vosteed, it just glides through it like nothing. And then what I like to do is separate them. You take these off. And then you got perfect size squares for what we're using it for, which is today salsa fresca. There we go. And these here, here's the difference between Vosteed and something else. So I can do it this way, which is the skin side up, right? When you're dealing with a dull knife, I have to actually flip them over because this is a lot softer. But when you're dealing with a Vosteed knife, especially the Morgan series, don't have to worry about that at all. So, let's take these, throw them in there. Bell pepper. Now, I know it isn't traditional to put bell pepper in salsa fresca, but honestly, I really like the flavor because it's kind of like a jalapeno without the heat. There's zero heat in a bell pepper. Now, there's quite a few different ways to cut up one of these. A lot of people like to just cut them right in half and then barbaric rip out the guts. But I kind of like a different way. So you flip it over upside down, start at the top, grab the base so your fingers are out of the way, and then you just kind of cut like this, and you cut it all the way down to the base. Now we've got these fine little pieces here, and we've actually cut what's called the pith, and I'll show you the pith here in a second. This white stuff right here is the pith, and it's kind of this spongy, and it has kind of a bitterness to it, which in some recipes might be attractive, but not in this one, not in this one. So we've got all these pieces here, and then, especially with this Vosteed, it's really easy. You just see how easy it cuts through. This is absolutely amazing. It just glides through like butter. And then you turn them sideways. And I'm not going to be too picky about the size, but something along like this for salsa, totally cool, totally cool. And we'll just kind of finish off here with these. Not too picky. It's not like we're serving, you know, the Queen or Gordon Ramsay or anybody too picky here. And we'll just kind of keep finishing here. Put this in the bowl, just like that. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to cut one of these babies. There's a couple different methods. The seeds inside, that's where most of the heat is. If you really want to get rid of that and be all fancy, you can take your hand and you can roll them back and forth, and it'll kind of break up the pith that holds on to the outside, but there's really no need. We're going to go seeds inside of this salsa because I like a little heat. So just remove the top, this little piece here, get rid of that, cut it sideways like that, and then that's where the heat is in these puppies. Same with serranos, any other pepper, the heat is going to be right here, and it's mainly because the pepper's trying to protect itself. So again, with the Vosteed, I can cut like this. With any other knife I've ever used, because they're so dull and everything, you want to cut like that, because the skin, that little outer layer, that's the, you know, the hardest part to cut. But oh yeah, look at that. Vosteed is not like that. cuts up beautifully. We're going to want to go a little thinner on this, and I'll show you the rocking motion here, like this. And you want to just kind of put your knuckles in the way. We want kind of smaller pieces, because you don't want a big, huge piece of jalapeno. You kind of want to spread them out a little bit. Just like that. And if you want to go smaller, you could even chop it up afterwards, but there's no need right here. This is perfect. And I'll cut up this other one too, because we don't mind heat in this house. We like a little bit of heat. Not ridiculous, not like burn your mouth challenge hot. I'm going to try to kind of keep my knuckles away so you can see how we're doing it. This rocking back and forth, I mean, this is what this knife was built for right here. It's got this perfectly, oh, got some bigger ones. Give me just a sec. There we go. Now let's show you the edge. So as you can see, it's not perfectly straight. See how it rolls back and forth, and that's how you get this rocking motion. At least put up into here. Save that beautiful little seed right there. There we go. Take care of onions. There's, I don't know, they make these silly machines where you clamp down on it and it splits it. But honestly, it takes just as much time to do that as with a knife, especially with a knife like the Vosteed. So I've got these already cut up to where I like them for this. It's nice and easy. But what you like to do is just this little end bulb. You don't want to dip too much into there. I just want to get rid of those fuzzies because I don't want those in my food at all. Then you got this side. Cut that nice and straight, just like that. Gosh, that thing just moves through it like butter. Then I tip them sideways on this nice flat edge so it's safe. And then we just go right in half, like that. Then you've got, and it's always kind of different. So you can try to peel just this outer layer right here. But honestly, you're not going to miss much by going down to the first layer. And then you're going to get this perfect little onion right here. And you're not going to have any bruises or bumps to have to deal with. Let's see. Okay, get rid of this stuff. All right. Now, you got this funny little shape right here. So you're going to see a lot of professional chefs. They're going to show you to come in like this with the knife. And honestly, that's always felt a little weird to me because the more you push down, the harder it is. Unless you push down, the easier it's going to come through. But I like my palms right where they're at. And so I don't do that. I set it down and then I get my hand on top so it's nice and safe. And then you know the distance you're going to be going through, and then you just go sideways. That's it. Here, so I'll show you the full sideways action, just like that. It's so easy. So now that I've got these cuts, then you want to come in on top, and depending on the size, you know, like these are about that big, and then you want to do the same size when you come through. Now you get down to the base of it, and you got to be kind of careful because sometimes you get, you know, this little stem in here, and we don't want any of the stem. So you can do that size, which is honestly a good size for almost everything. Or let's say you want to go really fine. So we've got this one here. Actually, we'll start fresh, and we'll do a lot of lateral cuts like this, and then we'll go really fine on this one just for fun. And then the same thing here. Man, that Vosteed, it just glides through it like the food isn't even there. His edge geometry is just absolutely amazing. So now you look at these, it's super fine. Super, super fine. So when it comes to the size, it's up to you and what you're using it for, really. Let's see, this one I already cut. So let's just do some medium ones. There we go. There's medium. And that is how I like to cut an onion with a quality knife like the Vosteed Morgan.
Vosteed Morgan.
All right, so this is cilantro. It has a kind of a soapy, clean flavor. Oh, soapy cream clean. Oh, I love this. So this is used in a lot of traditional Mexican dishes. So I don't need this much. I'm going to go ahead and separate a little bit out. If you want just the leaves, you can pick just the leaves off. But I like the coriander flavor that the stems give. And so I'm just going to do it all in one big bunch. I'm not going to be too picky. To do this quickly, I'll fold it in half like this. So I've got a little less cutting. And then we'll just make nice small cuts. Oh yeah, that's a lot of cilantro. In fact, I'm going to stop it right there. All that good. Now you've got these, it's almost a chiffonade. And then we'll just sprinkle some of this in there. Boom. Now, so we've got tomato, onion, we've got cilantro, we've got lime coming up. Limes, yeah, jalapeno peppers. With this, you just cut it in half, really easy. And then I like this, I got a little auger here. And I mean, there's plenty of other things you could do. You could use the back of a whisk, you could use your finger, or you could just sit there and squeeze it out. But I like to get every little drop of this beautiful fresh lime juice inside of there. And all you're doing is just going like this, back and forth, and then you give it one last little squeeze. And we'll do the other one here. You just kind of auger it out, and then you're just breaking up all the little membranes inside of there, and then give it a little squeeze. There's that. And then, of course, you want a little salt. Not like that. I like to use sea salt. It's really delicious. Pepper grinder. And, oh, see, that's not quite big enough. Let's open it up a little bit here. There we go. Ah, yeah, there we go. A little salt, a little pepper. Oh, I need a spoon. Okay. Throw those leaves in there. Then, just gotta mix things up here. So that salt, what's going to happen is that salt and the acidity in there is actually going to start kind of breaking down the membranes of the tomatoes, making them juicy. So you make this particular recipe and you put it in your fridge and it comes out the next day and you got this water at the bottom of the bowl. That's actually water from the vegetables in this particular dish. So I'm going to go ahead and without a chip, I'm going to give this a try. Let's see here. Pretend like I have a chip. That is fantastic. And all thanks to the Vosteed Morgan series.